Hi, my name is Cora Meniza. My lesson today will be on doubles and doubles plus one. Obviously, if I was really doing my lesson, it would not be in the middle of my kitchen. It would be in the classroom, and I would first have my students at their seats, and then I would transition them from their seats to the smartboard in front of their smartboard spots. So the first thing that I would do is, once the students are in their smartboard spots, I would tell them, okay, so first I'm going to draw a picture. My picture is not going to be perfect. I'm not the best at drawing. So here we go. So once I'm done drawing my picture, not sure if you can see, I would ask my students, what did I draw a picture of? Some of the responses I would get right away would be a spider, and I would ask my students, how do you know that I just drew a spider? Most of the responses would be like, oh, a spider has 8 legs. So I would ask the students, how do you know so quickly how many legs a spider has? 4 and 4 equals 8. I would tell them that we're going to start our lesson. Our lesson today is going to be on doubles and doubles plus one. I would first ask the students, how do you know what a double is? What is the definition of a double? I would then call on some responses to see what the students had to say, and then I would explain to the students that a double is the same number. 4 plus 4 for the spider, they're the same number, 4 and 4. Then I would ask them for any examples, any other examples that they could give me. Some possible responses, maybe 5 plus 5. So then I would ask the students if anyone knew what a definition of a doubles plus one would be. Using that information that I just told them about what a double is, I would call in some students for their responses, and then I would tell them that a doubles plus one is when you take a doubles equation, such as a doubles equation, and you add one digit, and you change one of the digits to be 1 digit greater. So, an example of this, let me flip this around really quickly. An example of this would be, if we use that example of 5 plus 5. If we used 5 plus 5 as our doubles example, so I'm going to write this a little further down. Right about halfway through our page, I'm going to write 5 plus 5 equals 10. So that is our doubles example. If I were to change this to a doubles plus one, the 1 digit would change to 1 digit higher. That would change to 5 plus 6. And since it is just one digit higher, that answer would now be 5 plus 6 is 11. So then I would go through with some of the students, because this could be a tricky concept for some of them. Some of them may get it right away. Some of them, it may take a couple tries. So I would go through examples from 0 up to 10. I would ask the students, what are some other examples of the doubles? So I would start with maybe 0 plus 0 equals 0. And then I would call on some students to tell me what other doubles facts could they tell me. We would have 1 plus 1 equals 2. We could keep on going to 2 plus 2 equals 4. We could keep going to 3 plus 3 equals 6. We could keep going to 4 plus 4 equals 8. Of course, we already have Of course, we have our 5 plus 5 equals 10, and then then we could keep on going to 6 plus 6 equals 12. 7 plus 7 equals 14. 8 plus 8. So I would not be writing all these down. I would be asking students for their insight, and I would place them chronologically in order for them so that they could see them. 9 plus 9 equals 18, and then lastly 10 plus 10 equals 20. That would be because I don't want to just list them because that's just me ranting, that's just me listing them, that's just me telling them. They're not really comprehending, they're not learning from their peers as well as just me telling them would do. So then after we reviewed all of these, and then we would go over a few more examples of the doubles plus 1. Maybe I would take this one because it's a little tricky, the higher numbers. So 8 plus 8 equals 16. I would ask them, okay, we have 8, so we're going to keep that 8. What's one digit more than 8? They would say 9. Okay, so we're looking at 8 plus 9. Now if we have trouble doing 8 plus 9, we can always look, well, we know 8 plus 8 equals 16. What's one digit more? And then we would figure out it was 17. So then I would explain to the students that now we are going to do a worksheet independently. Doubles plus 1. So on one side of our worksheet, we would have our number. We have the first number is 10. And then, so we know that the answer is going to be 10. What two numbers, when we add them together, will equal 10? So I would write 5 plus 5 equals 10. So then we would move on. Okay, doubles plus 1. We know the answer is 11. What two numbers, when we add together, will equal 11? So we have to look. We know that the first number is 5. What's one digit more than 5? That's 6. So it'd be 5 plus 6 equals 11. So I would take this down so that the students did not have this as a resource. I want them to do this independently to see how much they know, if they're able to do the doubles and doubles plus 1 independently. So I would take that down. After I explain the worksheet, I would then go into, once you're done with the worksheet, what are your expectations? If you have completed that worksheet, you can turn it into the bin, and you can do one of two things. You can either grab some flashcards, and the flashcards will be some fast facts for the students just to get their frequency down with just adding numbers together. So they can do that independently, or they can grab a partner who is also done, and they can do this worksheet. This is a doubles plus 1 cover up. So what they will be doing with this one, they will be doing it with a partner if they choose, with a partner that is also done on the worksheet, has already completed it, and they will use this. They will grab a paper clip and a pencil, and the pencil and the paper clip together will act as their spinner. They will hold it like so. So the paper clip's there, and then the pencil's under it, and they will just flick the paper clip, and it will turn it into a little spinner. So if I landed on 9, what I would do is I would do 9 as a double. So 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 1 would be 19. So I would use my counter, and I would cover that up. And then my partner would go, and they would spin their spinner, and then they would do a doubles plus 1, cover up their number, and then they would take turns. They would alternate. If a student lands on the same number, there are some doubles of the numbers printed on here. If both 17s were already covered and someone spun another 8, they would just lose their turn. It would go to their partner. And then they could cover it up, and once whoever has the most covered would be the winner, and they could either clear the board after they're done and play again, or they can move on to flashcards or get another partner. So those are their options if they completed the task early. While the students are doing the worksheet independently by themselves, I would be walking around, checking in on students, especially the students that are lower, to see if how they are doing, if they need any assistance, if they're doing it correctly, if I need to walk them through or explain any of the steps again or better. Or all right, so that would be my lesson. At the end of the lesson, I would tell the students that today we learned about doubles and doubles plus one. I would ask, can someone tell me an example of a doubles equation? What does it sound like? And I may get some responses such as 5 plus 5 equals 10. And that would be awesome. And I would call on a couple of students to tell me what are some doubles equations. And then afterwards, I would call on students. I would then ask the students to see if they can provide me with an example of a doubles plus one example. And I may get some examples such as 5 plus 6 equals 11, or 2 plus 3 equals 5. And we would have a little conversation about that just to wrap up the lesson, to reiterate what we learned and wrap it all together. So that's my lesson on doubles and doubles plus one. Thank you.